Editor, stop! There's a mistake. We've already learned about column-style chords a long time ago, but I know editor works really hard, and even if you occasionally make a mistake, we will understand.
Should I thank little loudspeaker for being so understanding?
It's no big deal.
What a pity to let you down. We've mentioned column-style chords before, but that doesn't count as understanding them in depth. This lesson will offer a detailed introduction of them. In the last few lessons, we started practicing harmony notes with the left hand. Column-style triads are one of the most typical examples. When you play actual songs, the probability of them appearing is quite large. They are very easy to play wrongly or get the rhythm wrong because you need to hit 3 keys at the same time, not to mention having 4 or more keys to play on the right-hand side. Since we learned left-hand harmonies in the last 2 lessons, we will continue to build on the progress. Today we'll practice column triads on the left hand and the practical application of playing with both hands. Everyone open your notation and play along with me. Let's listen to today's lesson content first.
Wow, that seems awesome and looks spectacular, but shouldn't it be simpler to play 3 notes at the same time?
Yes, today's demo song really is simpler because we've already learned to play the right-hand side. As for the left hand, each section consistently is made up of column triads, but this is to let everyone become familiar with how to play column triads. When you're really playing music, there will be much more changes. When you're practicing, you must be aware of harmonies with different notes. Little loudspeaker, since you think this is simple, explain today's demo song to us.
This is very simple. The right hand plays with basic fingering. Even cavemen knew that. There are all chords on the left-hand side, so the pinky, middle finger, and index finger will be responsible for the root, third, and fifth notes at the same time, and it will all be okay.
Pretty confident answer. Now let's follow Little Loudspeaker's confident answer and see how it feels.
It feels a little strange. It's really hard to play using these 3 fingers.
Therein lies the problem. Now you know we should not only have theory without practice. Theory uses experience and practice as a foundation. The conclusions you draw from practice are the truth. The fingering method we spoke of before, pinky plays the root, middle finger plays the third, and index finger plays the fifth note, is used when we play chord fragments. Since column triads require us to play 3 notes at the same time, the space between the keys are very close. If we use the chord fragment fingering method, the fingers will battle for space, especially slender fingers like your editor's.
Editor is being intoxicated with herself again. Editor, then how can you play that without the fingers getting into a fight?
This is the difference between playing keys at once and playing them in consecutive order. Since our 5 fingers are not all the same length, when we play single notes consecutively, there is no effect on any finger. But it's a different story when you press the keys together. Fingers are different lengths, so they need to cooperate. If the span is too small or too large, fingers that are longer, like the middle finger, or fingers that are shorter, like the pinky, will be inconvenient to use. This is why we strongly emphasize having flexibility in your fingering. Don't use rote memorization here. For column triads, we will use the ring finger, middle finger, and index finger. No one will argue to using these 3 fingers. Their lengths are about the same, so they won't get in each other's way. This fingering style is a commonly seen method in actual piano playing. Since it's not the same as the fingerings we've learned before, everyone must practice hard after class. Of course, if some students feel they want to use our previously learned fingering method, that is, using the pinky, middle, and index fingers to play, and find it easier, they can do that. What we give you is a method that seems to work well after analyzing many students' situation. But the world is large and each student's hands and fingering style are different. Find a style that suits you. Maybe you feel your fingering method makes more sense. You can call to let us know. If we think you're correct, we'll use it as an EOP demonstrated fingering. Originally, the contents of these few lessons were, as reviewed by Little Loudspeaker, thought to be very simple. However, one white dragon horse has made Little Loudspeaker terrified again and he can't stop whining that it's too difficult.
Has it? I don't remember any such thing. I just remember thinking White Dragon Horse was too hard initially. Here was a children's practice song. I thought it would be easier to play, but I never thought... alas. But I never whined about this to anyone.
We won't talk about whether you wind anymore. We know many students will think white dragon horse is hard, not because the column triads are hard, but because they are not used to the skill of changing keys. So when you come to a place where you need to change the key, you might get messed up. So we present you a white dragon horse keyboard mode. We will talk about the technique to changing keys in an actual lesson later. In this lesson, we'll only talk about the fingering method. First, enter the white dragon horse keyboard mode. In the second section, when you play in the right half section, we don't need to explain this. The fingering we will use is pinky plays La 1 octave lower, not the ring finger. The reason is because 3 notes are not in the same row, so it's more flexible to use the pinky. This is the same for the third section. For the Do, Mi, La in the ninth section, we will change the mid-range Do into a Do 1 octave lower. The fingering will become clear now. The situation is the same in the remaining sections. If you come across a group that's not in the same row, use the pinky to play the root, use the right side area to play. This way you won't encounter a winding situation.